It's exciting and intimidating and beautiful and dramatic all at the same time. It's hard to imagine unless you see it.
Voici Slow Travel.
We're traveling around the world one trip at a time.
Allons-y.
If you've been watching our channel, you know that my wife and I are traveling around the world one country at a time. We've been to more than 30 countries. We've lived abroad, we've worked abroad, but there's always been one country that's eluded us, and that's India. Over Christmas 2024, we decided it was time to explore the subcontinent. We set off on a 17-day trip to cover parts of northern India. Our plan was to visit New Delhi, to see the Taj Mahal in Agra, to spend some time in the holy city of Varanasi, and then travel onward to Jaipur, and then finish by celebrating New Year's Eve in the amazing city of Udaipur. This is the first part of a series of videos about our experiences traveling in India, the amazing things we saw and ate, and the people that we met.
When you love something, you never finish. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
It just goes on forever.
Forever
You
and
don't
ever.
want it to end.
You don't want to finish.
That's right.
Along the way, we'll try to tell you some things that we learned in case you ever decide to make this type of trip. We hope you stick with us. The first thing you need to know if you're flying to India from the United States is that it's a long ways away. This is the longest bit of flying that we've ever done, including our travels to Asia and China. It takes more than 20 hours with a significant layover, usually somewhere in Europe.
We have another 8 hours to go.
These tickets have to be bought a year in advance because at this time of year, a lot of people are returning home. By the time Christmas arrived, the prices had more than doubled and the planes were sold out completely months in advance.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning in New Delhi. We just arrived. 20 hours of flying. With only a couple hour layover. I mean, we are pretty much wore out. That's probably the longest flight we've ever day. I just feel like the bottom of a movie theater. Everything's all sticky. And high pollution. It's kind of very hot inside the airplane and on the airport. We'll catch a taxi cab using the Uber app, and that'll get us to our hotel. We'll get some sleep, get some breakfast tomorrow.
For this trip, we have a variety of lodging. 2 of our hotels are basically Marriott properties. One of our hotels is an Indian boutique hotel. But in the city of Varanasi, we're going to try something a little bit different and take advantage of an Airbnb. It'll be interesting to really immerse ourselves in the local neighborhood and culture.
We'll be talking about our lodging in other videos as we visit those cities. Be sure to check those videos out.
Bougie writes reviews for all the places we eat at, everywhere we stay. She makes notes on the museums.
On all the popular review sites, you'll find our reviews listed under the Slow Travel logo.
Let me remind you, Slow Travel has no sponsors. We get no compensation from any of the people or places or things that we talk about on our YouTube channel. We also film all our footage while we're traveling. It's all our own. We do everything ourselves. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and spread the word. This channel would not be possible without your support.
There's no way around it. Delhi has some of the worst pollution anywhere we've ever been. It's even worse than Beijing, China. Every day that we were in Delhi, the AQI was over 300. A couple days, it went even higher than 500. It's something you got to be aware of. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to get out there and start seeing things.
Today is our first day in the city of New Delhi, and we're visiting a UNESCO World Heritage Site called Humayun's tomb. It's the tomb of the Mughal Emperor Humayun. The Mughals ruled parts of the Indian subcontinent from about 1500 to about 1700. The first Mughal emperor was a guy named Babur. He was a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. Their empire started in what is today Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, and parts of Afghanistan. They started in Kabul and worked their way west, ruling parts of India over the next 200 years. Babur's son was Humayun, and this is his tomb built by his first wife and chief consort.
So this is Isa's tomb inside the Humayun tomb complex. This tomb is 2 decades older than Humayun.
You might think, oh, it's kind of romantic, kind of hazy. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. But the reality is that today the air quality in New Delhi is particularly bad. It's upwards of 400, 500 AQI. This is extremely bad air quality. This is probably the worst air quality we've experienced in any of the cities that we've ever visited. I gotta tell you, when you come through the gate down there, it's like totally unexpected. The size of this place and the grounds, you know, there are some school groups here visiting today.
It's like school field trip day. Hello! Okay, let's go, come on.
It's really kind of a lively place, and it's really something kind of spectacular to see. It's like a mini Taj Mahal.
Are you gonna make it? Yeah. I'm feeling you. These are about the steepest stairs I've ever been on.
Humayun's tomb was the first garden tomb on the Indian subcontinent. It was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1993. There are several buildings on this property. There's the main tomb and several smaller buildings. It's a sprawling complex, so make sure that you choose the right entrance. Otherwise, you'll be walking for quite some time. It cost 550 rupees to enter, which is about $6. The buildings are significant for their architecture. The influence of Persian and Islamic architecture can be seen in every building. You'll notice the symmetry on the grounds, the geometric patterns, the filigree work, and the vaulted ceilings. There are over 100 graves in this complex.
What a great introduction to India. Each one of these buildings is kind of better than the last. There's a lot of variety and just so much to see. I just think if you come to New Delhi, this should be at the top of your list.
So you might be asking yourself, if you come to India and you're a beer lover like I am, you want to get a beer, you want something that goes well with the various Indian dishes and things like that, what do you get? And I'm going to tell you, I've discovered this beer that they have in India. It's called Bira White Beer. B-I-R-A, the color white beer. And it's a white, almost like a Belgian wheat beer. It is extremely smooth. It has a nice little bit of citrus flavor to it. It is fantastic, especially if you can get it on tap. And we're very lucky at our hotel bar, they have this on tap. It was recommended to me by the bartender, by Habib Banu, and I just gotta tell you, it is amazing. You would think that you're drinking this somewhere in Belgium maybe, or in some part of France. So I was very curious, where did this beer come from, right? And it is an Indian beer. It's manufactured here in India, but it's a really fascinating story. In the late 1990s, the company that makes this beer was founded by a guy named Ankur Janner, and he is an Indian guy. He lived in the United States. He went to the Illinois Technical Institute and was working for Motorola, and then he came back to India and he started a beverage business where he was importing kind of exotic beers from Europe and other places. And in the course of doing that, he created his own beer, which is the Bira beer, and they originally made it in Flanders, Belgium. And after it was successful and people liked the taste of it, it started gaining popularity. He got his ingredients from France and Belgium, some from the Himalayas and other places. Well, he moved all of that and the manufacturing to India. Now the beer is exclusively made in India. It is excellent.
What is this now? Lamb kebab.
This is lamb kebab. This is chicken tikki kulcha. kulcha is like a thick bread, but it's stuffed on the inside with the chicken tikka. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's kind of like a pita. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's like a hot pocket. It's like an Indian hot pocket. Let me see this. It's like an Indian hot pocket. So the inside is chicken tikka,
Yeah.
right? Very strong Indian spices and flavor. And the bread is kind of soft. It's almost like this is like a great kind of finger food here. Let me tell you. Ooh, smell that. Smell it.
Very Johnny.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
No trip to India would be complete unless you had the requisite market video. Western tourists getting lost in an Indian market. YouTube never gets tired of it.
We've been in a lot of markets. China, Greece, all through Europe, Turkey, variety of places, Cambodia, Vietnam. And I gotta say, this market is just kind of awesome. A lot of people here, everybody doing shopping, trying to get their different bargains. People come up to us and they want to sell me a belt. I say, hey, I don't think that belt's gonna fit me. They just walk away. This is a good one. That's good, yeah. This guy, he's been following me now for about a block and a half, trying to hand it to me. But no, they definitely don't need it.
Honestly, the markets in Delhi and other parts of India is one of those things that YouTubers love to show you. Just like elsewhere in the world, the novelty wears off pretty fast. There's just too many people who are approaching you trying to sell you something or get you to buy something, so you can't even take a moment to look at what's actually going on.
You're getting tired? Yeah, me too. Okay, let's go this way. This way. He's gonna follow us all the way.
It's something you gotta experience, but as a foreigner, I can't say that it's something that's particularly pleasant.
It's the second day, we're in New Delhi, and today we're traveling to Agra. We're gonna go see the Taj Mahal. And we woke up this morning at about 5 a.m., had some coffee, breakfast, and then about 6 a.m. we caught an Uber to bring us to the train station here in New Delhi, right? But this is not the main train station. This is a secondary train station. It's called HZM is the code for it. We're gonna take a train to Agra. We're gonna be riding first class. And we'll go see the Taj Mahal, spend the day there, and then we'll take the train back. We made the reservations for the train in advance. So we just spent 20 minutes cab ride over here, kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and it's just kind of gnarly.
Our next episode will be on our way to see the Taj Mahal. And we'll explain, how do you find your train? How do you find your seat in an Indian train station?
Be sure to join our channel. Follow us on YouTube, Mr. and Mrs. Slow Travel.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Go slow.
Do small.
Go travel.
Voyager.